Good morning and welcome to Seattle, Washington, Formula Drift Round 6. Done a ton of updates to the car I'll go over in a little bit, but headed to the driver's meeting now. This is my favorite track. I love this place. Great place to get the season back on track. So you go see what the judges have to say, and looking forward to a great round here. Follow along. Practice 1 is over. And there's no videos of driving because I didn't drive. Optimism was super high. And unfortunately, I went in the burnout box and broke a power steering pump. Very odd. We just had the power steering rack rebuilt. So I don't think that had anything to do with it. Just really weird, inopportune timing. So we didn't get to feel anything on the grip changes or anything like that with the weight distribution being different. But about to go back out now for practice 2. Hopefully we can get our 12 laps in and no more power steering issues. Fingers crossed. Okay, just finished. Second round of practice. Went much better than the first round of practice. There's Jared. There's Andrew. What you working on, Andrew? Oil pressure sensor. We broke that when we were changing the steering rack frantically at St. Louis. But anyway, back to Seattle. Feeling way better. It's kind of crazy because the car actually feels down on power now, which sounds bad, but it's not. It's just so much grip now in comparison to what the car was set up before because of the radiator being in the back, that it takes more power to have more grip. So now the car's feeling a little down on power, which is actually a really good sign. Super confident in my initiations. It's quick and snappy and predictable. I've just got to work on coming off of outer 1 into outer 2. I've gone like 4 tires off a 3 times. So we've done 7 laps, we get 12, so that means we get 5 in our final round of practice before qualifying. I need to get my Wild Willies brush. Got helmet beard. But anyway, our comp cam's Corvette's hooked up pretty dang good, and I'll show you a couple of the changes we made. Jared's on de-rubberizing the car.
You just keep making a mess. No matter how hard I work to clean it, you're just going to go and make it a mess again.
So if you don't already follow Jared is on The Questionable Garage on YouTube.
Up and comer. I'll get there eventually.
No, you're established, big time established. Got a ton of followers, ton of videos. Give him a like and a follow. But here is the big change. So you see a big section of our back window missing here. That's our heat exchanger, and right under that is our radiator. So that, if you've been following our build for any length of time, you know that has traditionally been up front. We finally caved. I think we were the last FD car to not have it in the back. Should have done it earlier. Ernest convinced me that this is the way, and he was right. So ton of more space up here for activities. Fortunately, we just got our steering rack back. It's nice and powder coated blue, and I'm glad that wasn't junk, but the pump was junk. And you can see all the work that went into rerouting the lines back to the back of the car. So that's what they've been up to, and ton Tamara's been spotting. She just got back. Think we're gonna get some lunch here shortly. Hi. Thank you. So, time to eat. All right, finished up practice. Didn't finish my last few laps quite as well as I'd like to. My very last lap was okay. Something I don't think I've mentioned is we're running two different types of tires here this weekend, both Kendas, of course, but one is the 295 we've been on all season, and then we have a 315 because we have the weight now to support a 315 cubic inch, or not cubic inch, idiot, Taylor. 315 millimeter tire. So pretty cool, but we don't have enough to run the entire event. So we run through about 30 tires in every FD event. We only have 18 of those, so we're having to use them strategically. So I finished most of the last runs on 295s, and I kind of came to the conclusion at the end that the 315s are for sure what we want to run on. But now I'm left with the thought of, do we run them in qualifying? Because the car feels better on them. So I've gone back and forth a lot. I've only got 3 laps on the 315s, but we're going to stick a set of 315s on for qualifying and hope for the best here. Kind of just made the determination that what we've been doing hasn't been working as well as we'd like for it to, so we need to make a change, and this is what we're going to do for qualifying. So fingers crossed. Let's go get it.
Taylor Hole. Let's see what we got here from this Comp Cam's Corvette. The whole family cheering on Taylor Hole. All right, got the Kenda tires on the corners. And here we go. Wild Willies, beard oil, keeping good, keeping it looking shiny and crisp. All right, Taylor Hole, look at that. Just very calm, settled. Now comes into that power rally. Into that third outside zone. Big angle from him. Tight to that inside clip and then brings it on home. Take me home. Pow, pow. Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the big things that I saw, as we go through the replay, we'll go ahead and talk about it, but he looks like he's on throttle most of the time, so that's a good thing. And there's one area where he wavered a lot on the bank, but overall, there was a few areas where he could have tightened the outside zones, but pretty smooth and collective overall. So right here, initiates very close to the wall from the beginning of the bank. And I think this angle might be hard to see the wavering, but there was wavering at the middle of the bank. Fills the outside zone 2. Has some space on the close to the wall in outside zone 3. A little bit of space in the inside clip, but finishes off pretty strong here with a lot of throttle. Here's another view. There you go, right there. It looked like a little bit of wavering, maybe 1/4 into the bank. Could have been a little bit closer to the outside zone 1, but I think it's fair enough. Outside zone 3 does have a little bit of space, as well as the inside clip. But overall, a solid, clean run by Taylor. His car matches the flag.
And I proudly stand up. That's you. That's you right behind that. There she is. There you are.
Right,
Thanks for joining us here. Thanks for skipping work. Your boss called, said you're fired. Saw you on the live stream. Thanks for showing up, but you don't have a job anymore.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Yeah. But not sorry you're here with a 79. Taylor Hole, 79. Rocking the stars and stripes.
Just finished qualifying. I thought I had died on initiation. I didn't use any handbrake and just powered over, which is horrifying here. High risk. but pulled it off, buried it on the wall, tapped it one time, I think. Didn't really see any wavering. I guess they saw some wavering. Ended up with a 79. I'm just, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I need to, I guess, not focus so hard on line, and I don't know. Today's Saturday, competition day. Moved on from qualifying and that disappointment. Now it's time for competition. Ended up 16th, going to be up against Rome.
RCP gets a bye run as, unfortunately, Taylor Hull not able to fix the car. We're ready to go. His wife, Tamara, comes up. She says, got to call a competition timeout. 5-minute allotment. Don't make it. Don't know exactly what happened. Hopefully, maybe Tamara and the whole family will text me or something to find
Something
out.
about a belt? Supercharger belt,
really?
potentially?
Gosh darn it.
Do they have a supercharger on that car? They must, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I know they've had issues with that in the past. Like, it's throwing belts.
Everybody's throwing belts. I heard a bunch of people throwing belts this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know.
Superchargers are tricky, Jared.
Yes, they are. And also, this is the biggest bank we have in the season.
It's taken me like 5 days to make this outro video. I was so disgusted at the racetrack. If you weren't watching on the live stream, we were the first battle up. Very ready, feeling very confident. The car was doing good. I had a really good lap in qualifying. And we had a good warm-up session, no issues, and roll into the burnout box. I see a little bit of smoke. I smell something. Feel pretty confident we're about to lose a belt of some kind, and then all of a sudden, bang, I lose power steering. Roll out of the burnout box, go up to Kevin Wells, signal my 5-minute. He gives me thumbs up, jumps in the golf cart, follows me back to the pit. And this is, for the blunders that we had in Road Atlanta for our 5-minute call, this one was about as prepared as we've been for a 5-minute call. We very calmly drove back to the pit. I got out of the car. We prepared our tools. I knew that we had broken the jack shaft belt, which if you watched any of our videos, you're probably familiar with, but it's a belt that runs behind the blower belt, behind the accessory belt. The crankshaft basically drives this jack shaft, and the jack shaft drives the accessory belt. So when you lose that, you lose power steering, and you lose the alternator. It's the hardest belt to get to because you have to take the other two off to replace it, and you have to take a bolt out of, you actually have to take the jack shaft off and put it on at the same time to replace it. And we went through, we made just a couple of what ended up being critical errors of trying to do one thing before another thing, some different sockets and tools that we chose instead of other ones. And it took us 5.5 minutes instead of 5 minutes. So 30 seconds cost us a 3,000 mile trip. So disappointed, doesn't quite cover it, but we choose to take the positive out of the weekend, which is we made the car a lot faster. It's way more balanced. I'm more easily able to maneuver the car into the positions that I need it to be. We're way up high on the wall, carrying a lot of speed. I exceeded outer zone 2 a couple times, but got it, woed down and got my marks better throughout the day and throughout the weekend. And sometimes things just happen in motorsports, and we're working on trying to change out our front belt drive system so that we never have to deal with this again. Working with some critical partners to try and make this happen. And we're trying to have it done before Utah. So fingers crossed on that. But again, we're trying to take the positives out of this. And I'm feeling really good going into the last couple of rounds. We've got a car that can compete. I know we've said that before, but we've put the radiator in the back now. We've got 50.8 to 49.2 front to rear weight distribution, which is about 4% better than we had before. And I feel really good that we're going to go to Utah and have a good showing. So thanks to everybody for continuing to watch these. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll be taking our Pro Late model down to Cordial for our next video. So stay tuned on that one. Thank you.